And we are finally
Live.
recording. We're finally live in Cisco Live.
And we're in the flesh together on video. This is
probably one of those, I don't know, I would call it once a year, but we don't know. It might be
maybe if
once,
we're lucky, maybe twice.
twice a year. But man, what a week it has been.
I'm tired, man. How are you feeling?
I am feeling, same. Tired, but no, look, I feel so productive this week, so fulfilled. I've delivered on my obligations coming into live. We will tell you guys shortly about it. But so what are we talking about today?
Well, we are going to be doing a Cisco Live World of Solutions special today. So as you guys know, we try to keep things very much vendor agnostic with Packet Party, but we can't avoid the fact that we are Cisco employees still. But what that does mean is that we get sometimes special access like this private little room to actually record in today and talk to you guys a little bit around, you know, what we've seen this week and what's happening.
I was just going to say, if you don't already know, now you know that we're actually Cisco employees, and that's why most of our content is aligned with what's been happening in Cisco. And well, let's be clear, this is not paid for by Cisco. We're doing this out of our own passion for technology.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, but we are always more than welcome and happy to talk to people out there.
Absolutely.
In the world. So, Fred, mate, unfortunately I was a bit busy with my commitments, but yesterday's keynote, what was your takeaways from that?
Okay, well, Vlad, it aligns with what Cisco has been speaking about over the past year. It's, everywhere you go, it's unavoidable that we speak about AI, and we are going to touch on those topics in a little while. But what I've been telling people outside of the Cisco orbit is that people need to understand that AI doesn't happen magically. It's somewhere in the world running tons and tons of computers, tons of computers running that AI to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Cisco has been telling everyone. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for AI, for the era of AI. And I agree. We're in a very good position. Cisco's always been known for networking.
Yep.
But we're not a one-trick pony. It's everything relating to IT and infrastructure is what Cisco's been selling for how many years now?
Yeah. I heard a fascinating fact. So in our own data centers over in the US, apparently now we have almost up to 200 NVIDIA H200 GPUs that's now powering all of the, AI-related machine learning, baselining, all of the stuff that we're doing behind all of our products now, which is just like...
It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Look, the partnership with NVIDIA, I don't know if it's well publicized, but we have been, the leadership has been busy building that channel with NVIDIA. And I think there was a claim that we're one of the first non-NVIDIA partners.
Correct. So our switches are part of their official sort of documentation of like approved AI platforms with NVIDIA. And I was seeing some photos. I think it was 2-3 weeks back. There was an NVIDIA event in DC that we were a part of. Yeah. Even Jensen came up and signed our switch.
Oh, that switch! Yeah.
Everyone was going nuts.
They showed that switch. Well, not the signed one, but they showed that same line of switches on the keynote stage. Yeah. And it's pretty fascinating stuff.
And I mean, it's a big thing for us, right? In that, like, we obviously have our own ASIC that we've got in the switches, but now to be collaborating with NVIDIA to have their technology to make all of that work together, have their ASICs in our switches as well, and everyone play nice in that arena is pretty huge. So, yeah, it's nice to see.
Well, one of the things that came out of that keynote as well is that it won't be a Cisco Live event without new announcements, right? And I almost hate to admit it, but I had to be pulled out midway from the keynote, but what I did catch was another smart switch that comes out. But the way this one's different, I know we've always been talking about smart this and smart that. Smart switches, well, we could have been a bit more creative with the naming. But this smart switch is supposed to be running and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, edge firewalls or security enforcement capabilities.
Correct.
At the edge.
Correct. So we've had this like notion of access lists, which we've all dealt with, configured. We've all messed up many times, configurations, blocking things we shouldn't have. And we're kind of transitioning from, okay, well, an access list is great. I mean, it does what you think it does, but you need something a heck of a lot more dynamic these days, right? So that's where we're coming down with, so we call it Hypershield, but it used to be isovalent, which is your eBPF, so that firewall that runs, in the kernel in your virtual machines, but now you're doing that at the edge on your switches, and you're taking your VLANs, your VRFs, and you're pumping those into that firewall, and then applying policy through that code on either CPU or a dedicated TPU inside of the switch.
So I know these are pretty new stuff. Well, the concept isn't exactly new. 10 or so years ago, I've already heard, or I've already seen some architecture that aims to push the security as close to the edge as possible.
Yep.
Just because it makes sense, right?
Yep.
Now I think the technology has finally caught up, and we're now able to do. Okay, so for simplicity's sake, let's just call it firewalling, but it's so much more than that, I know. So we're able to do that firewalling, security, enforcement, and everything else at the edge.
Yeah.
And it's sitting on your switch.
Because when we think about the evolution of the architecture, how we were doing it originally was like, okay, I have ICE, I authenticate into the network, and then the network can provide me like a downloadable ACL or something to my edge, and then sort of, apply a policy as such, right, through that method. But this is going up a whole other level now because we're moving away from ACLs into something a lot more dynamic. And that now ties in with mesh firewall, right?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about mesh firewall.
Mesh firewall. So look, let's be honest here, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Cisco did drop the ball on firewall and security products some time ago. We, the SEs, are some of the more vocal proponents of that failure. We've lived it. Sorry if I called it a failure. It was a lapse. It was a blip.
I mean, it worked for some people. For some, it wasn't, right? We're talking about referencing CDO. Defense Orchestrator, yep. Yeah,
so look, one of the more vocal SEs about this has actually, PT. So he says that we've come a long way from then, and I trust him when he says that because he calls it as it is.
Yep.
If a product is shit, it is shit. He doesn't sugarcoat it. So if he says that it's come a long way and it's in way better shape now than it was, I will believe him.
Yep. So this is now a next level sort of management tool as part of our security suite, right? Where we're literally finally integrating across all of the different firewall platforms, whether that's your MX firewall on Meraki, the firewall inbuilt on your Catalyst SD-WAN router, a Firepower firewall, and now this Hypershield software doohickey, which is running on our the smart switches, which is just what we were referencing, right?
Correct, yes.
And so the idea is that I have one policy, and rather than me manually configuring all of these things and potentially messing up the policy creation, blocking something I didn't want to, it's going to interpret all of that for me and deploy it all for me.
Okay. So at the risk of sounding too technical, let's take it a step back. What does it mean for everyone? It means security just got a lot easier to use, a lot easier to manage. And in the age of AI, you have to have a way to protect people from themselves.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what that does. Think about being able to secure your network your resources, your infrastructure from, AI is like a huge gaping security risk because people will put anything and everything into AI chatbots
100%.
without understanding the implications of that to your business. And imagine being able to have a security measure to catch that.
Yeah.
I still look. I'm fairly well technical, but I still don't know how that happens. And it's fascinating.
I've been talking to a number of customers lately as well, and this has been a topic of concern where they're allowing their people to use ChatGPT unfiltered, unauthenticated, with the promise that they won't upload any personal like PII data or stuff like that. I'm like, that's a dangerous game to play.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like blindfolding yourself trying to cross the street just because the police promise you nobody's going to run you over.
Yeah. And I promise I'm not trying to like sell a Cisco product here. Like this is just a legit conversation on leaving trust up to humans, because we saw what's happened in the evolution of security, right? We needed MFA because humans. Like
Correct.
It was, having passwords taped to things. So we have MFA. Then we had to move to passwordless because push notifications, people were accepting them regardless of whether they were the ones actually doing authentication.
Yes,
like,
correct.
I just want to get rid of this notification. I'll accept it. And now a hacker's gotten in because...
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So the human is always the weak link. And so to have a policy that you can use AI on the promise of you won't upload bad shit into the cloud is like, have we not learned that humans are the weak link?
Exactly. It's like I said, you have to find a way to protect people from themselves. And I think we've done just that. And until the next idiot comes along, we are making things idiot-proof.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the theme of this entire week has been the importance of network and security, literally like ground up. You need to have it.
Absolutely.
It's that idea of like onions with going back into layers, defense in depth, whatever terminology you want to use. Very cool. Very cool.
No, that's awesome. But Vlad, tell me, what have you been up to this week?
What have I been up to this week? So Fred and I are a part of a team that works with our small and medium business and mid-sized customers at Cisco.
Yeah.
And we had a little summit celebrating you, our customers, and our partners that work with us. And I had the privilege yesterday of talking through sort of how, our sales model works. Our team's a little bit different to like, say, a regular enterprise level team where we share sort of resourcing and all of that. We got to highlight a little bit of a customer situation where I was talking through the importance of, say, Meraki and like Client 360 and all of the stuff that we're doing in that space now, being that, when I get a call from the help desk, someone's having wireless issues, I need to be able to solve that quick. I need to prove that it's not my network that's at fault real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm having been a customer of Cisco before, having had to troubleshoot wireless issues manually, grep logs, go on site to the customer, see where they were sitting, what application they were trying, and try to replicate that issue.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just...
our brothers in tech are spinning in their seats right now. I'm sure.
The amount of tech cases that I'm sure have been raised to get Cisco involved to help people troubleshoot like weird issues, right? And now that we've
much
got
respect to those guys.
Oh,
I love you guys.
100%.
You guys save our lives on a daily basis.
And then after that, I went into a lot around an AI session with our mate Cal. So that was all around, at least my portion of that was to chill and pull him back from like going, hey, AI, let's make AI, let's build AI.
He's just one huge ball of energy.
That's certainly one way to describe him. Sorry if you're listening, mate. But then it was also around like literally what we were talking about with security and like, okay, you can't leave it up to humans just to be like, yeah, sure, we'll trust you to use the tool. And you promise that you won't do anything stupid with it because it's just like, it's not realistic. So I got to showcase a little bit of AI access, how prompt injection works.
Yeah.
Really that technology that we brought in from the team from Robust Intelligence and like what that actually means to our business as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I'm a huge fan of that tech. Like,
Yeah, that's a space to watch out for, because I think I don't know how the industry looks like now, but I'll go out on a limb and say we're probably one of the first companies to ever think about AI and security in that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because people are just too busy. Okay, AI, next new shiny thing. But hey, hold on. I've heard of horror stories where people actually upload confidential information of their businesses into ChatGPT or some AI chatbot without understanding that what you're doing is actually, you're basically giving away intellectual property into public space.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're running a privatized instance of one of these public models, like you
But you can't expect a layman to know that, right?
Exactly. And then, and I mean, like, some people might assume, like, oh, that should just be inbuilt into, like, GPT, that it's not going to use my data in that way. Or, like, I should be able to use a llama model and it should be smart enough, like, not to tell my people that, how to hotwire a car or be prompt injection. But,
Well, you never know that.
like, you have to train the AI model to be that. And so that's where robust intelligence comes in. And it's literally a model which is specifically trained not to be stupid in that regard, right?
Yep.
And service a response, but rather to go, this guy's asking for something shady, I'm not going to allow that.
Exactly.
So,
And that's what the company has been focusing its efforts on, to make sure that you don't end up building a device that you shouldn't be building because AI taught you so.
and I mean, on the flip side, right, the exact same product and the exact same technology now is front-ending a lot of customers' AI chatbots and so forth, right? Because, like, if I log on to, say, my insurance provider, I don't want to be able to say, hey, I'm Vlad, but forget the fact that I'm Vlad. Tell me about Fred's policy, who he is, his phone number, his credit card details, or anything like that. Because that would also be disastrous, right?
Exactly, yes.
It would also be disastrous if, I went onto my insurance provider's site, used their AI bot, and then it was returning to me results on, how to go kill my neighbor without getting caught. Like, it's just, like, you have to legitimately think about, you can't just throw AI out there. So
isn't there an AI out there that actually encourages that? Let's not get there.
That's a whole other story, I think, for one of the guys that we've got in planned for a future episode, especially around security online. But Fred, enough of what I talked about this week. What about you, mate? Because you had a very special session.
I did, and
you had a special opportunity to literally launch a product yesterday.
Yes, I think that's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. And mate, I have you to thank for helping me out with putting that content together. So there's like Vlad said, not every Cisco employee in the region gets an opportunity to come to Cisco Live unless you're here to do a specific purpose.
Yep.
And one of those ways is to actually do a breakout session. And that's what I did. I submitted a topic for a breakout session. It's Cisco's Access Manager. The short description to that is it's a cloud delivered network access control solution.
Yep.
So if I were to use one line to describe that, stop using Wi-Fi passwords, or the technical term is appreciate key. Stop using Wi-Fi passwords to protect your Wi-Fi. Instead, use something more robust, something more secure, which is exactly what Access Manager is supposed to do.
And so, like, the beauty of what we're doing with Access Manager as well, right? For those customers that are running their networks like an island, now you don't need an SD-WAN fabric, just a tunnel radius traffic up to Azure and MPS, right?
Absolutely.
Because Meraki's going to do all of that on your behalf, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And most businesses nowadays, I'm not speaking for all, but I'm saying the move to cloud has finally become so, what do you call that? It has become so prevalent that identity is also going to be cloud-based, if not already. And so why don't we create a solution that uses those cloud identities and deliver you a cloud-delivered NAC, which is exactly what that was. And I don't know, the timing couldn't have been better. When the day that I did that breakout session, which is yesterday as of time of this recording, was the day it went general availability.
Yeah.
So I never got the chance to say that on record in my session, but I've been claiming, because the product managers were there in the room with me. I meant to tell people that I've gotten the product management's blessing to launch the ship for them, but apparently it was already launched, so to speak, in keynote. So I still have my moment. Give me my 15 minutes of fame.
More importantly, mate, tell me, what was the reception in the room from your session after that? Because I know you're getting a good score from it so far on the surveys, but like, what was the literal, response from the people in the room?
Okay, so my breakout session was supposed to go for 60 minutes, and I wasn't expecting the questions to be coming in that volume.
Oh,
It's so much so that I had to cut it short because the next session was about to start. But that's how it was. The reception, look, I've heard from an actual partner, and I rarely hear this nowadays. He actually said, it is a great product, but please don't mess it up. Because, look, I'm not going to go into details. There are some growing pains that came with that product launch, but it's been sorted so far. I hope it's going to be smooth sailing from now. But look, I want to focus on the positive and say it's a good product. It's meant to meet what it's supposed to meet. And I think I got a room of about 70 or so people.
nice.
Pretty good turnout.
That's a good turnout for
I love
Asia
it.
Pacific, yeah.
Yeah. So, Vlad, I already told you this. I'm making it my personal mission to come to live every year, make it a yearly thing to do a breakout.
Yeah.
I make it sound easier than it is, but I worked how long did I work for that content? Like 4 months, 4 months of preparation.
Not to mention the 3-4 months of, talking to people behind the scenes to actually give you the opportunity to then create the content and get approved for it.
Yeah.
Because there's all of that work that goes on way before that, right?
It's almost like I'm a glutton for pain, but let me see. If I gather enough guts for it, I might think about doing 2 sessions instead of 1, but we'll see.
Yeah, like your mate Andre the other day on Monday.
Yeah.
2 sessions in one, running from one end of the Melbourne conference.
Oh
to
yeah,
the other.
Adrian. No, mate.
Adrian.
Oh no, he's a veteran. Like, he's already been going to live in Asia Pac, in America, in Europe. Like, he lives and breathes this stuff. Adrian, we're gonna have you on the show very soon. And
We'll have to do that as a video special because
we should.
He's all video as well, right?
We're cross promoting. NetGrew. Look him up in YouTube. He's got really awesome stuff on automation.
Fred featured on his channel once as well, so definitely check that. We'll put it in the links on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah,
So.
I got a taste after that. After that session with him, I got a taste of the whole thing, and that's probably what prompted us to actually do this.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, that's it. So, on to our next topic of the day. So, that's the keynote covered. That's Tuesday. From there, we go into the world of solutions. So, for you, what was something that you saw in the world of solutions?
Now, World of Solutions is like Disneyland for geeks like us. It's meant to be that way. It can get a bit overwhelming, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's your first time here. We'll get to that shortly, but from my perspective, there's always good things to see. You get to see the actual product displayed on display. Like, just a little earlier, we were actually getting a feel of the new 9500s, the 9610 chassis, and all of these really good stuff. One of the things about coming to Cisco Live is that you bump into people, you socialize, and the mission that you set out to do from point A to point B, which should take about 10-minute walk, you end up accomplishing that in a span of 60 minutes because you bump into people, you talk to them, and then time just passes you by.
If you're not seeing customers, you're seeing partners, or you're seeing like friends from around the region, people that you know. that might be in a different office to you. It's
exactly. So it's a pretty full-on experience. I'm not complaining. I actually love it because it then gives me a chance to catch up with people that I would only otherwise see virtually.
Yep.
And catch up over a coffee. It's always a good experience.
Yeah.
Now, I want to hear it from a first-timer's perspective because I've done this for about 3 times now.
Yep.
Vlad is the first-timer for Cisco Live in APJC. Tell me your experience.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's my first time and then I had to spend all of this time speaking yesterday, etc., and all of that prep, it's been intense and immense. So, short story. There are 6,000 sales engineers around the globe in Cisco in general. So not everyone gets to go to every Cisco Live all the time. The ones in Australia as well for APJC as well are primarily led by Australian SEs. So, those from, Japan, China, ASEAN, India have even less of an opportunity to get in. You've got, product managers and technical marketing engineers who are also doing sessions. So yours can't overlap. So getting an opportunity to get in and contribute is a huge thing, especially in our region here. So I'm just like floored. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to come out and do all of this, to see everyone. So many of you might not know, but I used to be based in Australia. I am Australian, but then now I'm based in Japan. So it's nice to be able to see mates like Fred in the flesh. That's been the best part of it, though. Every night my social battery needs a good recharging.
Yep. I know exactly what that feels. Mate, it's I know it can be overwhelming, and I'm going to make it public. I've been, not that you need coaxing, but I've been convincing you to find reasons to make it back here and make it a yearly thing. And who knows, a few years from now, we'll be recording the 100th episode of Packet Party in Cisco Live 20, I don't know.
Hopefully with something more than just a GoPro
with
as
a
well.
GoPro. Jeez, yeah. Hopefully we finally get a spot in center stage and we can do a live recording. Nathan, we're looking at you.
Yeah, mate, set it up. Yeah, that would be wild. We're not as handsome looking as Dave Wood, who's doing the live stream at the moment, though.
I know. I reckon my voice sounds better than him, though. Just kidding.
We'll be in trouble for that one. You know what was also nice, though? So, even though we're in APJC, right, we still get joined by people from Europe and the US.
Correct,
as well,
yes,
right?
correct.
So our friend Nicole, Ms. IPv6.
Miss IPv6, the queen of Stroofwafel.
Yep, she is.
Watch out for that. We're going to have her in a future episode talking about IPv6.
So it was interesting to see her literally in front of the knock wall. So at every Cisco Live, there's a knock wall, and all of the data from our, whether it's Meraki or Catalyst Center, all of the stuff that we've got set up in these spaces, because and you can't see it in the video right now, but we have access points in every room. We run our own network. Correct. Rather than relying on the network of the convention center that we're in. And that allows us to provide, amazing internet access, as well as, gather all of these stats. And there was some
really nice numbers there.
Yeah. Seeing, almost 50% of the traffic was V6 related.
Yes, it's come a long way. A few years back, I think that was sitting at around 20-30%. That was about 3 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And it's come a long way.
So that's like a twofold increase. And I'm pretty sure Asia Pacific as well is one of the biggest or bigger regions on IPv6 adoption too. So it makes sense for Nicole to come out and support us in that journey.
So don't resist it. If you think that people aren't using IPv6, there are some, I wouldn't call it confronting, there are some strong facts to support otherwise.
We know someone who will fight you on that too. Oh dear, if she actually does listen to this, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. No, we're all good.
No, she's a fun one. She always likes, if you look up her articles online, if you search IPv6, there's a very good chance that you'll come across one of her articles. And she was just telling me this yesterday. She always wants the titles to be fun.
Yep.
She actually claims IPv6 is broccoli. you might not like it at first, but it's good for you in the long run.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it comes back to a discussion around security policy as well, right? Where, and this was a big theme of this week too, where it's all around identity, right? It shouldn't be just based on
Correct.
my IP address of who I am
Not
as
anymore.
a person. And so in that sense, you shouldn't be relying on IPv4 and NAT gateways as a way to protect yourself or your computers, because that's just that's so 2000s, right? Especially now that everything is out on the web, right? And you're traversing this gateway anyway. You might as well be on V6 going in and out of your network onto the internet and just making your life a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah. No, that's... there's a lot of these really exciting things, and it can be, for a first-timer, it can be overwhelming.
Yep.
But once you get a hang of it, you'll start to you're able to plan your day, but don't stick too hard to that plan, because you're going to get disappointed. Because the more people you meet along the way, the longer your thing that you planned for will come to fruition.
I swear it took us probably an hour to get up to this room, find this room to hide out in, record, and get our coffees and everything along the way. It was just crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's good crazy, not the bad crazy.
How are we doing for time? Quick time check?
We're probably close to the 30-minute mark. So
nice. As you guys know, we're always trying to keep our content to around the 30-minute mark, make it digestible, whether it's in podcasts or for this video special within a drive to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We're keeping to that promise even here at Cisco Live, where we could be talking about anything and everything right now.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Good thing is I've already probably recruited a few people to invite for future episodes, so watch out for that. There's lots of exciting stuff happening.
We promise there will be something soon. Our regular day jobs, now that you know what they are, kind of got in the way for about 6 months there. But there's a lot of work being done on the back end to try and make that make a couple more episodes come out again. And we should probably do something a little bit more on social media. But
we should. Yeah, we've been Vlad's doing a great job of posting IT news regularly, but I think we should.
Even that's slipped a little bit lately. What can you do, right? So,
okay, so Vlad, let's wrap this up.
Sure.
For an outsider who has not been to a Cisco Live event, what can we tell them? What is this about? What is this event about?
So, I mean, in a lot of respects, yes, it's about all of the things about Cisco, right? But it's actually an opportunity to come and learn. And the way I would structure it is this: don't make it feel like as if you're being sold to, but rather make it as an opportunity to come and learn something and think about how you might do things differently. I don't want to be that vendor, sleazy sales guy.
Correct.
And all of that. I want you to come here and take away a different train of thought that challenges you and how you run your infrastructure now, to consider if there's a better way. For me, with all of my presentations yesterday, I said, it's great. You could buy a Cisco's Unified UCS Edge, and that's great for me as a salesperson because of my quota, blah, blah, blah. But if you buy something from me as a sales engineer, I legitimately want you to have a purpose for it. And I want that purpose to be yes, beneficial to your IT team, but more importantly, beneficial to the business you serve and really the world around you. It's the same goes for
Correct.
AI. I don't want you to buy AI or use AI just for the sake of saying, hey, I use AI. I want you to contribute something back to society as part of that.
Correct.
Whether that's, getting more time back in your day so you can go home and see your families. If I were a
Absolutely.
business leader, that's something that I want technology to provide. It's,
Yes. Now, look, just to echo Vlad's point on that one, we've always been reminded, I'm a participant. I consider myself a participant in the Cisco Live event now. We are always reminded that Cisco Live is not about selling stuff to customers. It's about education.
Yeah.
You're here to geek out. You're here to learn stuff. The selling comes after that. that's why
it's true, right?
we're always selling, right? But
Yeah.
what we're trying to do is, I don't want you to feel like we're selling to you. We're imparting knowledge, technology, and look, even my talk was a huge part of it was discussing use cases. Somebody asked me about licensing, and I told them, look, I did put a hidden slide in there, but I don't want to talk about it because I'm not supposed to,
Yeah.
because I'm here to talk about the use case.
Yeah. What is the technology? How does it work? How do you use it? Like, that's the most important things that you
Correct.
want to take out of Cisco Live.
Correct. And that's exactly it. And what's different, there's a slight difference. Cisco Live runs across the globe. 2 sessions in the US, 1 session in Europe, and 1 session in Asia Pac, which is always has been in Melbourne for the past, I don't know how many years now.
A long time now, yeah.
So what's different between the Americas and Europe and in Asia Pac is that Cisco Live in Asia Pac is primarily led by SEs local to Australia. Just because of the geographical challenges,
Yep.
a lot of the product managers and product teams and TMEs are based out of America. And it's easier for them to cross the pond going to Europe, but it's slightly harder to cross the Pacific 14-hour flights
Yeah.
just to get them here. So Asia Pac Cisco Live is, I call it special like that, because it's by SEs for SEs.
Yeah.
I should trademark that.
No, 100%. So, some of you might be listening to our podcast, so thank you. Thank you so much for all the work that goes into putting on this event. And I'm sure our customers are also very, very
Yes,
thankful.
you guys are
for that.
legends.
Yeah. Big thanks to all of the partners and the other people that rock up and show up who, pay to be a part of Cisco Live and talk about the way they use Cisco technology, the way they deliver it to our customers, and what it does mean to them as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a good one. I hope you enjoyed this special. And, we got an official blessing from one of the event staff to do a sneak recording. Nathan, thank you very much. And, hopefully you enjoy this episode as much as we did. And watch out for more. We're working on stuff to come out very soon. So
Now,
thank you for staying with us.
I hate to do this one last bit, but everyone has to do it. Make sure you hit like and or subscribe, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
More importantly, though, leave a comment and let us know, is this
Yeah.
content you enjoy or not? Because we don't want to make
Absolutely.
it unless you're enjoying it. So thank you. Have a
Sure.
good one.
See you later.
Cheers.